Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Satoshi Shawn, you're at the Cryptopolitan, and this is your weekend report. If you're first time you're here, please hit the subscribe button and the bell for notification. We're trying to grow the channel, so the subscriptions are really important to us. No matter what, if you're subscribed or not subscribed, if you could please crush that like button, really helps us out. With that being said, let's jump into it. Um, Paul Brody of Ernst and Young, he was at a what was it? A fintech forum hosted by the SEC Commission. So it was kind of a big deal. But he was talking about in his speech about DAPPs, which are decentralized applications. If you don't know, they're applications that are made on the blockchain. That's why they're decentralized. But he was talking about how all the DAPPs on Ethereum are mainly not being used, or they're not really being used for, how do I put this, anything worthwhile or important. Um, and that one of the biggest, because blockchain technology is such a revolutionary technology that it really should be used to kind of change the world. And it's not. According to the data cited by Brody, only 14% of Ethereum-based dApps are used. They're used at crypto exchanges. 44% are used for online gambling, which I've made that point a lot. Most dApps and most blockchain stuff is really just used for gambling, but that's one of the most popular dApps there are. And 13% are used for gaming, which the gaming has really, I think, come about a lot more in the past few months. It's really kind of exploded. Lastly, Brody emphasized on product use of the blockchain technology that will contribute to a legacy that is lasting and positive. So, but I think it's really kind of cool that they're talking about this at the forum that was hosted by the SEC. I think things are moving in the in the way of regulation and mainstream adoption when it comes to the government, which could be good, could be bad. I think it's going to be a little bit quicker. There's a story I want to go over about that. Just want to touch on this on MonaCoin. It is Japan's native cryptocurrency. It had shot up 80%, plus it had a jump before that. All this was attributed to them just getting put onto a minor exchange. Japan is really moving forward with cryptocurrency. They're really, really embracing it. They're one of the main countries that really are. So I think MonaCoin is something to kind of watch. I'm going to have my eye on it. I'm probably going to get into it. I mined it a little bit a while back, not purposely, just part of the mining pool. I was mining script for Litecoin, and it would automatically go to whatever the most profitable coin was. So I did mine a bunch of NovaCoin, but I just converted it all out to Litecoin and dumped it on a personal note, I guess. Okay. Now the co-CEO of Brains spelt wrong, views the rise of organized crypto mining as kind of a negative, which I can definitely understand all of his points. He talked about the current state of crypto mining and said that's very scary. It kind of is. I went over the centralization issues, the geologically centralization issues, as far as like any kind of disaster or even government actions against a certain, even just a certain area. Like we were talking about in China, the how they were sucking all the electricity off that one power plant. They even had a farm inside the power plant, and the government, came down and started to investigate it. But so Brains launched an operating system for ASIC miners, Firmware, in an effort to redefine open source mining software and take back control of the mining sector. I have mined, like I just said, Litecoin, Scriptcoin, Siacoin back in the day, Bitcoin, and the ASIC miners are, usually most of them are Bitmain or Inusal. It's hard to pronounce. There's like four real manufacturers. Moravec began a pro open source advocate and discussed about the closed open source miner Firmware in a panel discussion at the Magical Crypto Conference 2019. He pointed that closed open source, it just sounds weird. Closed open source miner Firmware mining was akin to having one's own key under your own control. So it's kind of like not your Bitcoin, not your key, not your not your choice of firmware. Then you're not really in control of your miner, which that is another thing that when it comes to Bitmain, that they might have backdoors and stuff like that. So he does make some very good points. From a security point of view, crypto mining is somewhat scary, and asserted that crypto miners should be allowed to choose whatever firmware they want to run. In his opinion, a user should have the choice of firmware to execute. Which, yeah, honestly though, when it comes to, I think it's really easy to use when it comes to the software and the setup that like Bitmain offers. So to get more people into the space and mining and improve the network, those are valid points that it's easy to use. It's kind of like an Apple phone, easy to set up. If there's an app for everything, But by the same token, no pun intended, it is better if you're mining to have that freedom to choose. Okay, the World Economic Fund blockchain head believes that this tech can solve many crises. In order to counter the problem, at the head of the blockchain and distributed ledger technology, or DLT, Sheila Warren has proposed the use of blockchain technology for the World Economic Forum. Currently, as various events piled over one another all over the globe, a significant decline in the trust that people have in governments and in media, especially in the United States of America, big time. It's mainly because, I know we've always had freedom of press. It's really been a big deal in the United States, and the press in a lot of other countries are more government kind of owned or overseen, I guess is a better word. But we've had a shift in the United States to where corporate interests have taken over our news in the United States. They just straight up own it. There always used to be a gray area when it came to like advertisers and income for news agencies, but now they've just been just outright bought, and they're owned by corporate entities, and it reflects it in the news. They're whatever the owners of that company politically or ideologically, however they feel, that's the slant of the news that's put out. But using blockchain could make things a lot more transparent. We all know that it's definitely a good use case for blockchain and would help, I think, a lot. Okay. And let's see, who was it? According to the latest press release, Morgan Rockwell, he's the former CEO of Bitcoin Inc. He was charged with the offense of scamming people and the use of an illegal blockchain or Bitcoin exchange. He has been sentenced to a prison term of 21 months and forfeiture of 80 grand in illicit profits. That's actually not bad for someone involved in crypto. If you look at anyone from Shrem to Silk Road, anything involved with cryptocurrency, with Bitcoin, they slam them, they kill them. This is like an average kind of sentence. It's a little bit skewed because it wasn't just that he was operating a Bitcoin exchange without any kind of being registered or anything. He also did something with land. Let me see if I could. He was arrested on October 29, 2018, pled guilty on March 7th, 2019. His charges include the operation of a Bitcoin exchange without having been registered with the U.S. Department of the Treasury Financial Enforcement Network, FinCEN, and swindling people by selling them land which he didn't own. So that's kind of a different thing. He wanted to start like some kind of Bitcoin city in Nevada, where Bitcoin was going to be like the currency of the city. According to now, this is what's really interesting, and this is what I was making the point from back here. According to the new rules, since this is a case, so this has now been decided. This is case law. According to the new rules, individuals involved with the trading and selling of cryptocurrencies on platforms such as local bitcoins are now expected to be under the authority of the BSA, which is the Banking Security Act, Banking Secrecies Act. Moreover, the law applies to everyone, irrespective of regularity or formality of the transaction or the location being operated from. That's a big deal. So it looks like they're kind of going to try to kick a lot of these regulations and rules into high gear in the United States, but that looks like they're really trying to overreach just because it's cryptocurrency. Like if I gave you $100, even though we're transacting in U.S. money, I don't have to fall under the Bank Secrecy Act, or it doesn't fall under that. It's just the trading of assets for or of value. Whereas if you're going to trade bitcoins, now you would be falling under that law, which I think that's overstepping big time. Definitely something I'm going to watch on though. Last, I always talk about this. We have all the news laid out in really easy to find sections. Bitcoin, altcoin, blockchain, even if there's anything to do with crypto, just blockchain. Regulation news, but there's coin analysis with all of the top cryptocurrencies. This is one from earlier today. It's for Ripple. The price is still bullish. I've been watching it all day. You can see everything else has been going down, and Ripple's been holding or moving up. It's up 5 it was 5. You just saw that. It's still up 4.25%. It was up 5 and something there like a second ago. But it's been maintaining all day. So really check out the Cryptopolitan. Check out the coin analysis. That's something that we have updated constantly. If you have any comments, leave them below. I appreciate it and enjoy interacting with you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Remember to crush that like button. I'm Satoshi Sean. You guys take care, and I'll see you in the next video.